Okay, if you want to immediately improve your controller movement, this is the video for you. Today we're going to be talking about the best controller Steam config guide. And in this video, we're going to talk about things such as moving while looting, controller tap strafing, flicking your kunai, and so much more. So make sure you stay in the video and watch the whole video all the way through. Enjoy. Okay, to start this off, we have to have our controller connected, and this icon right here is going to pop up. You click this, you see how my current layout is already on something. You click this also to go to the normal layout. You go to templates and you're going to see gamepad. This is a vanilla layout. And now what you do from here, you go to edit layout. You go to joysticks. When we go to joysticks, you're going to see right joystick and left joystick. When you see left joystick, click this icon. It's going to have a drop down menu. Then you're going to see right here, it says create a mode shift. This is what we need. And this is going to be for our command for our tap strafe. When you see joystick right here, you click joystick also, and then you go to directional pad. You're gonna need this to determine the direction of the tap strafe you go. All right, and now when you see up, down, left, right, we're gonna use WSAD for this. So when you see up, you click W on your keyboard. W is right here. Down, you click S on your keyboard. Left, you click A on your keyboard, and right, you click D on your keyboard. So this is the direction we're gonna go. But before you do any of this, what your mode shift need to do, it needs to be bind to something. People bind their mode shift to left bumper, joystick click. I recommend joystick click, but I know some people do use in fact left bumper, but I recommend joystick click for the way I play. And now we're gonna go back, and when you come back, you're gonna see left joystick behavior and L3 click. What we're gonna do, we're gonna click the cogwheel on L3 click, and we're gonna change this to long press. I use long press. Some people use regular press instead of long press, and some people use button chord, but I use long press. And now that you have long press set up, you're gonna go back to settings, and when you go to settings, I turn the long press time all the way down, and I turn on the hold to repeat turbo, and I put this all the way up. So we're gonna go back now, and when we go back, you're gonna see WSAD key. When you see this, wait, let me go full screen. When you see this, you're gonna click on these, you're gonna turn these, you're gonna go to settings, you're gonna go to hold to repeat. And when you see hold to repeat, your repeat rate, my repeat rate, I have to put this all the way down for mine to activate. But some people, when you have this all the way up, it repeats multiple times. But for some reason, I guess it's a glitch, I have to turn my repeat rate all the way down. But for me, I'm gonna go to hold to repeat for all these and turn my hold to repeat rate all the way down. And this is just simple as this. Click on this, turn that on all the way down. Click on this one, on all the way down. And like I said, this is a glitch for me, so I have to turn mine all the way down. You might have to go all the way up. And now that you got that set up, you should be able to tap strafe now and change your direction almost instantly. But without tap strafing, you see how it looks like this? You're just gonna turn left or right. But with tap strafing, you can actually go right, actually go left. And another easier way of me showing you this, let me go to third person right now and let me show you the view. Third person, you see this? This is me turning left and right without the tap strafe. You see I can't change my direction, but this is with the tap strafe. You see I can easily change my direction with the tap strafe. Also on jump pads, when you slide on the jump pad and go in a direction, you tap strafe and you can go the other direction. This is very useful, and this can actually help you win gunfights. Okay, and now with these next ones, you might need my controller layout to do the same things I do. I have my jump button to L1 and crouch button to R3, melee to B, and my technical to A. Okay, and now in one of the next 2 or 3 Steam configs that I'm about to give you, let me show you how to kunai flick. Okay, to kunai flick, we're gonna go back to this screen. We're gonna click on this, edit layout, and when you see D-pad, click D-pad. And you see up, and you see the down, left, right, you're gonna click D-pad down. I click D-pad down. And what I do is I click on the command, I go down to here. When you see remove command, I click remove command. What this does, this is gonna remove the entire command for your Apex, and when you click D-pad down, it's gonna do nothing. But what I do is I click on the add command, I go to keyboard, and my inspect for my keyboard is actually in. And when I click in, this is gonna flick your kunai and inspect every time, like as you see right now. And this is me flicking my kunai right now. I have 2 paddles on the left side of my controller, so I bind one paddle to the down inspect on my D-pad. Okay, and the next important Steam config that is especially useful if you're doing 1v3s and no fills, when you drop off spawn, so you can beat all the keyboard warriors. All the keyboard warriors are gonna be sad because you do this. What you do is you go to settings and you go to controller and you see survival slot button. Try turning this off. When you turn this off, this is gonna give you an extra button. And now you're probably like, how do I use my survival slot if I have this off? All you have to do is when you go to your inventory, you go all the way down and you click this instead of pressing it with your left D-pad. And now since you have this off, you have an extra button to use for a Steam config, and the Steam config is this right here. Okay, and now edit layout, go down to D-pad, and when you see D-pad, you're gonna click on the left D-pad, and when you click on this, you're gonna remove this command so it doesn't become a command in game. But instead of that command, we're gonna add a command, and this command is gonna be E on a keyboard. And now that we have the E key right here, we're not using a normal E key press. Instead of having regular press, we're gonna change this to button chord press. Go to settings right here, and when you go to settings, you're gonna go to chord button, go scroll all the way down, and wherever you see D-pad left, you're gonna click that. Click the D-pad left, and like I said before, have hold to repeat turbo on and turn it all the way up. But if you're having the same issue and the same glitch that I'm having, you're gonna have to turn this all the way down. And what this is gonna look like in game is like this. Okay, and now put yourself in the scenario of you dropping down and you see so much loot in front of you and you don't know what to do with it. All you have to do is run over the loot and hold left on your D-pad, and it's gonna look something like this. You see how I pick up the loot? You're beating any keyboard warrior against loot, because usually a keyboard player will have an advantage on you and picking up loot, but now you have the advantage. Okay, next we're going to talk about how I use Steam configs to easily reload behind doors without changing any in-game setting. Okay, now we're going back here, we're going to trackpads, and you see right and left trackpad behavior. I put mine and bind mine on the right trackpad behavior. We're going to bind another keyboard movement to left trackpad later on in this video, but right now we're talking about this. I click touch on my right and then add command right here. My command for this one is R. I use R on the right side of my touchpad, and now I should be able to reload behind doors. And reloading behind the door should look something like this. As easy as that. And lastly, we're going to talk about how I quickly holster my weapon without it being any trouble at all. Okay, and now last time we're doing this, we're going down to trackpads and we're going to do the edit left trackpad behavior. We have the left trackpad on touch and we have this on the keyboard number 3. What this does, keyboard number 3, this instantly holsters your weapon besides you having to cycle between any weapon, and it's going to be the fastest way for you to holster your weapon. Okay, for example, you see me running with my gun out now. I quickly press the left touchpad and it instantly swaps everything and goes to my melee weapon. Okay, that's the end of the video. Make sure you share this video to at least 2 of your friends. I don't care if you don't have 2 and you only have 1. Share it to 2. I don't care. Find another friend. But all I want to say is that I'm switching to Twitch and I'm no longer streaming on YouTube. But right now, I'm probably in a trip to Canada right now, enjoying myself. So make sure you like this video and see you guys.